be here on Friday. So we're going to have a good day today. And I've got a special guest with me coming in. It's Circuit Court Clerk Krissie Cofields. Krissie Cofields will be here about 6:30 this morning. We're going to talk about the real IDs. This is real information you need to know, and we're going to tell you about that coming up here midway through the 6 o'clock hour. All right, 6:08, 57 degrees. Ken Boone from the Weather Channel has today's forecast.
Frontal system expected to move through late Saturday, bringing showers and thunderstorms for Saturday, especially through the afternoon and evening, where some of those storms could produce some heavy downpours and gusty winds. In behind it, drier, much cooler air for Sunday. Out ahead of the front here today, cloudy skies, slight chance of showers as we head through the day today. Highs mid-60s, mid-50s tonight, showers and storms Saturday, especially through the afternoon and evening. Highs tomorrow upper 60s, sunny and cooler on Sunday, highs only in the upper 40s. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone from the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ken. And looking at the constant coverage in-studio radar screen, as you can see, the western part of Kentucky is experiencing some rain. That moving up towards the north-central part of the state. And what's kind of dragging there down below it is what they're saying we're going to get. So it will be a little more scattered and possibly not a ton of accumulation, but we'll just have to see what that system does. You can't predict the weather, but we can try to forecast it for you. Looking at the current conditions we have right now, we've got 30.13 barometric pressure, south winds at 5 miles an hour, humidity is at 44%, and we have not had any precipitation over the last 24 hours, but expect some in the next. Before we get to the local news, let's talk about something else local, and that is our birthday list for today. Brought to you by Ralphie's Fun Center, and a lot of good stuff going on at Ralphie's next week. If you're not going on spring break, that just means that you get all the good stuff going on at Ralphie's, and there's going to be plenty of ways to spend those days where you normally spend them in school. Let's talk birthdays, shall we? Today we're celebrating a Kathleen Way's birthday, Peggy Nims, Ricky Page, Nick Riley, Mark Curley, Alexis Barber. Blake Perkins is 28 today. We've got a 70 gong coming up later for Brenda Hunt. We've got Dawn Brooks on the list. We've got Carrie Leonard turning 36. Max Hughes is 13. T.A. Wells, Kelly Jo Jackson, Heather Keeney, Michael Gully, Pat Dyer, Mark Curley, and Donnie Wilson rounds out today's birthday list. We are patting on the back by special request today, Sharon Morrison. She's got a birthday coming up Sunday. If you see Sharon Morrison around town, be sure you pat her on the back and tell her she's good as gold from her friends at WCLU and A Little Taste of Texas, where good friends meet for great food and home for the best steaks in town. We'll turn the page to Saturday, where we're celebrating a birthday for Steve Ward. Kendall Shaw is 47. Marilyn Barrick with the birthday, along with Karen Bracken, Tony Williams, Dottie Ritter, Reva Brown, Steve Ward, Steve Lockhart. Oliver Anderson is 2, and it's a 50 gong for brother Jason Lohorn, and we'll be sounding that gong coming up here in just a little bit. Anniversaries for Saturday, we've got James and Ann Morgan Russell, 46 years for the Russells. We've got James and Virginia Denton, a nice couple there with 63 years under their belt, and Nick and Jamie Riley celebrating an anniversary on Saturday. Sunday birthdays, we've got Jennifer Nacy, Kathy Hogue, Bruce Gibson, Georgia Glover, Greg Martin, Sharon Morrison, Vernie Hayden, Michael McGuire is 50, Lori Hernandez with a birthday, Jeff Herbert, Denise Williams, and Lori Smith Morrell. Anniversary Sunday for also Rodney and Amanda Norris. So that gets us caught up on the birthdays and anniversaries. The phone line is open. If you've got a birthday or anniversary you'd like for us to announce, you can do that by going online to WCLUradio.com and submit it there, or just call us up at 270-651-9149. We'll do it the old-fashioned way, and we will get the birthday on the list for you here on WCLU. Right now, it's 6:12, and again, as I said this morning, a really nice 57 degrees outside. When we come back, it's the live and local news you depend on here on WCLU. Good morning, Live.
Check out the great deals at Gilly-Hyde Auto Group in Glasgow. Stretch your hard-earned tax refund further during Gilly-Hyde's Tax Time Sale-a-thon. Save big on over 450 pre-owned vehicles, starting at $2,500 up to like new 2018 models. Plus, we have over 100 vehicles priced below $9,900. We work with over 20 lenders to get you the vehicle you need and deserve, no matter your credit situation. If car shopping makes you nervous, come to the home of legendary service.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
For WCLU Local News, I am Wes Royce reporting. Agriculture Commissioner Ryan Quarles congratulated H. Barlow III of Barron County on his appointment as Executive Director of the Kentucky Dairy Development Council. A lifelong dairy farmer, Barlow and his wife Kathy own and operate Barlow Dairy here in Cave City and currently milk 120 Jersey cows. Barlow also works in feed sales, and he has served on several boards, including the Kentucky Agricultural Development Board, the Kentucky Agricultural Council, and the American Dairy Association of Kentucky and Southeast United Dairy Industry Association Board. Barlow will replace Maury Cox, who retired March the 1st after 10 years as the Executive Director of the Kentucky Dairy Development Council. Through a collaborative effort among Kentucky's executive leadership, they are joining forces with David Dickerson, the Labor Cabinet, also the Derek Ramsey of the Development Workforce Cabinet, and Public Safety Cabinet Secretary John Tilley to launch a training and reentry program for Barron County inmates. Cabinet officials, along with leadership from Barron County, the Kentucky Department of Corrections, and representatives of Johnson Controls, will launch a training reentry program for inmates at the Barron County Corrections Center. This program will provide more than 16,000 Kentuckians who are incarcerated each year with the necessary skills and training to successfully reenter the state's workforce. Through this partnership, Johnson Controls will work with county officials to reduce energy costs in county-owned facilities and apply the savings to a high-demand job sector skills training program operated by Johnson Controls, which will be at the Barron County Corrections Center. Eligible inmates will have an opportunity to gain extensive HVAC experience and receive a trade certification career and creating a career pathway to successfully reintegrate into the state's workforce upon release. The Education and Workforce Development Cabinet and Justice and Public Safety Cabinet will each play an integral part in overseeing this program, in addition to Secretary Dickerson, who is a former Barron County Judge Executive, who also played a key role in facilitating this groundbreaking partnership. And Dickerson says, "This is the exact type of outside-the-box thinking we need to realize Governor Matt Bevin's vision of making Kentucky a top attraction for economic investment and growth." He says, "I am honored to work with so many committed partners towards making this opportunity a reality for the community." Also, Barron County Judge Executive Michael Hill added, "We are excited about the partnership and what it can do to change lives in not only Barron County, but throughout the Commonwealth." On Wednesday, Kentucky State Police Post was notified of a possible deceased male floating in a creek near Kentucky 61 North in Cumberland County. Upon arrival, units discovered the deceased male was 28-year-old Jordan Moore of Burkesville, who had been entered into a missing person on February the 15th. An autopsy is scheduled to be performed. This investigation is being led by Detective Kenny Brown. And with the latest from the Glasgow-Barron County Chamber of Commerce, here's Executive Vice President Ernie Myers.
Ribbon cutting we have scheduled for this morning, Friday at 11:30. That's a ribbon cutting for the Kentucky Career Center, located at 445 North Green Street. Now this is, let's call this a makeup ribbon cutting, because we had one scheduled for them back in December, and they had a tragedy there at the office. It got flooded. So they have made the necessary repairs, and they are back open for business and anxious to do a ribbon cutting for the Kentucky Career Center, located at North Green Street, 445 North Green Street. Come out and let's congratulate them on the revival of their building, and let's also thank them for the services that they render to our community in putting some folks to work. So we'll see you at 11:30 this morning. So that's what's going on with the Glasgow-Barron County Chamber of Commerce, where we're working together, building a better community.
Thank you, Ernie. And for WCLU Local News, I am Wes Royce reporting.
I was currently with no prosthetic company, and I was just getting my beginner's prosthetic, and it still wasn't comfortable.
That's when Mike met William Bray with Extreme Prosthetics.
I met Mr. Bray at one of my daughter's ball games, and he'd handed me a card, and he seemed very confident and knew what he was talking about, so I decided to go see Mr. Bray just for a consultation. And just in minutes, I was more confident in it, full range of motion.
Mike and many others have given great testimonials for William Bray and Extreme Prosthetics at 400 South Broadway in Glasgow, which you can check out online at comfortforamputees.com.
Yeah, I'm a rather large guy, and it takes a special prosthetic to carry my weight. In the first meeting with Mr. Bray, he realized by looking at the material they used to assemble my prosthetic that it wasn't at the weight limit to carry my weight. And had I not went to that consultation, I'd have never known that.
Professional care from someone who wears a prosthetic themselves. William Bray and Extreme Prosthetics.
If you're just not confident with it, I'd say go see Mr. Bray.
Call 629-5347. U.S. Bank encourages you to think outside the square. U.S. Bank in Glasgow offers multiple solutions to take credit card payments from your phone or tablet. Yes, U.S. Bank can take your small business mobile. Call Irvin Sorrell at 659-3200 in Glasgow, or Wes Mauser at 651-2106, or in Cave City, call Cheryl Davidson at 773-3112. Whether you're selling produce at the farmer's market or finalizing a construction project, U.S. Bank has a payment solution for you with 24/7 customer service. So think outside the square for your small business. It's all of us serving you. U.S. Bank. Member FDIC.
Let's turn to local sports. High school softball yesterday. It was Glasgow over Hart County, 17-6. Barron County downing Monroe County, 13-0. Franklin Simpson over Allen County, Scottsville, 8-4. Adair County down Caverna, 19-3. And Grayson County over Edmondson County, 15-3. Baseball yesterday, Glasgow over Grayson County, 5-3. Taylor County down Barron County, 11-7. Greenwood over Allen County, Scottsville, 11-1. And it was LaRue County downing Hart County, 15-1. High school baseball today, Barron County hosts Greenwood. Allen County, Scottsville travels to Bowling Green. Monroe County plays at Metcalfe County. Caverna entertains Thomas Nelson, and Edmondson County welcomes Cumberland County. In softball this afternoon, Barron County hosts Metcalfe County. Monroe County visits Red Boiling Springs, Tennessee. Caverna plays at Clinton County, and Hart County travels to Taylor County. And that's our Friday morning check of sports.
From the Kentucky News Network, I'm Jaleesa Chatzman. A compromise on a pension relief bill is on its way to the governor's desk. Kentucky House and Senate negotiators reached an agreement yesterday, giving regional universities, local health departments, and other groups relief from overwhelming pension costs that would have kicked in July 1st. Human remains found in Lincoln County might be those of a missing person.
A landowner found the remains off KY 1778 in the South Fork community. Lincoln County Coroner Ferris Markham tells WKYT.
The decedent appears to have been there for several months, maybe 2 or 3 months. We have an individual that's in the area that's been reported missing. It may be that individual, but again, we're not speculating.
He says they do not believe the remains are those of Savannah Spurlock, a Richmond mother who's been missing for months. I'm Haley Hansen.
Louisville police are renewing the push for information about a drug dealer wanted in the death of one of his customers. 21-year-old Eric Carson is accused of dealing fentanyl-laced heroin that caused the death of a Shepherdsville man last year. U.S. Attorney Russell Coleman says Carson is dangerous.
The threat is so significant that it's driving collaboration and a speed of collaboration that we just haven't seen traditionally in the federal system in this district.
When Carson was indicted in a federal courtroom last October, prosecutors were hoping to soon give him a heavy sentence. Instead, he disappeared. And a bottle honoring the University of Kentucky men's basketball 2012 championship will be released next month. The bottle is the last of its 5 UK basketball championship bottles series. It will display an image of Coach John Calipari cutting the net after the tournament win. Members of the 2012 championship team are expected to be at Keeneland next month for a bottle signing. I'm Jaleesa Chatman.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding, and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parish Carpet.
Who will be the future face of Pettigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley.
And I'm Daniel Bird.
And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
In Glasgow wants you to know that if you've recently lost a loved one or if you're thinking about a pre-need monument, they're here to make the process as stress-free as possible. With plenty of examples and a multitude of custom options, South Central Kentucky Monuments has the ability to offer you exactly what you want or help steer you in the right direction based on your preferences. Let my friends David and Adam Jesse provide the service and craftsmanship you deserve. To learn more, visit southcentralkymonuments.com. In area funeral announcements at this hour, Marvis E. City died Wednesday at his residence. He was a member of the Mary Oaks Methodist Church and was a Navy World War II veteran. He was a former employee of Lessenberry Dewitt Center and a lifelong farmer. He is survived by his wife, Jane H. Barrick, 3 sons, Fred Bullock of Glasgow, Mark Barrick of Park City, and William Barrick of Fort Myers, Florida. 1 daughter, Ann Young of Smiths Grove, 2 brothers, Joe and Clifford Duval, both of Park City, 1 sister, Loretta Nelson of Morgantown, 4 grandchildren, Amanda Costello, Brandon Barrick, Audra Bickford, and Blake Barrick, 1 step-grandchild, Megan Bailey Comar, 2 great-grandchildren, Joseph Bowden and Luther Bant, and 1 step-great-grandchild, Bailey Reese. Funeral services for Marvis E. Barrick will be held at 3 p.m. on Sunday at the Patton Funeral Home, Park City Chapel, with interment in the Mary Oaks Cemetery, with military honors provided by Barron County DAV. Visitation will be from 4 to 8 p.m. on Saturday and from 11 a.m. until 3 p.m. Sunday. Memorial contributions may be made to the Mary Oaks Methodist Church Cemetery. Daisy Selma Job Welsh, age 87, of Summershade, passed away Thursday at T.J. Sampson Hospital. She was the daughter of the late William and Jewel Job and the wife of LeJean Welsh, who survives. They were married 50 years. She was a hairdresser and of the Church of Christ faith. Survivors, other than her husband, include 1 daughter, Judy Cherry of Scottsville, 1 son, Larry D. of Addison, Illinois, 8 grandchildren, 7 great-grandchildren, and 2 great-great-grandchildren also survive. Funeral services for Daisy Selma Job Welsh will be Sunday at 1 p.m. Burial will follow in the Summershade Cemetery. Visitation will be Saturday from 3 to 8 p.m. and on Sunday after 8 a.m. until time of service at 1 o'clock. Danny Ray Thomas, age 69, of Glasgow, died Wednesday at his home. After graduating from high school, Danny started working for Goodman Oldsmobile Cadillac and remained an employee of Goodman Automotive for 52 years. He was of the Baptist faith and was saved at Hillcrest Baptist Church as a child. He loved camping, fishing, and UK basketball. Survivors include his wife, Connie Saltzman Thomas, a daughter, Angela Thomerson, grandchildren, Caitlin and Andrew Thomerson, great-grandchildren, Lucas, Noah, and Macy Cross, and several aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, sisters-in-law, and brothers-in-law also survive. Mr. Thomas chose cremation, and no services will be held at this time. A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home is assisting the family with arrangements. Expressions of sympathy may be made to the T.J. Sampson Hospice Program. Michael Ray Meredith, age 75, of Cave City, passed away Wednesday at T.J. Sampson Community Hospital. He was retired from Eaton and Dana Corp. and a member of the New Hope Missionary Baptist Church. Survivors include his wife, Gloria Bush Meredith, 2 sons, Jimmy and Tommy Meredith, both of Cave City, a brother, Ralph Meredith of Louisville, 3 grandchildren, and 3 great-grandchildren. Funeral services for Michael Ray Meredith will be at 1 p.m. Saturday at New Hope Missionary Baptist Church, with burial in the Cave City Cemetery. Visitation is at the church, and it will be on Saturday after 10 a.m. until time of service. Alternate forms of condolences may be donations to the New Hope Missionary Baptist Church in Cave City. Services provided by Bob Hunt Funeral Chapel of Cave City. Glenn Spear, age 67, of Pine Grove Community, died Wednesday at the Albert B. Chandler UK Healthcare Center in Lexington. The Barron County native was employed for almost 43 years as a press manager with the Park City Daily News and retired from Wingfield Volunteer Fire Department and Edmonson County Rescue Squad. He was a member of Mount Zion United Baptist Church and often used the talent that God gave him by singing, "Don't Worry About Me." He was married to Glenda Vincent Spear, who survives. Besides his wife, he leaves to honor his memory 4 brothers: Robert Spear, Ed Spear, Harold Spear, and Elmer Spear, all of Glasgow. One sister, Ruth Knoll of Bowling Green, a brother-in-law, Mike Goad of Glasgow. Funeral services for Glenn Spear will be at 11 a.m. Sunday at the Mount Zion United Baptist Church, with interment in the Pine Grove Baptist Church Cemetery. Visitation will be from 5 to 8 p.m. tonight, and from 9 a.m. until 8 p.m. Saturday at Patton Funeral Home, Brownsville Chapel, and from 9 to 11 a.m. Sunday at the church. Roger Dale Hawkins, age 68, of Smith Grove, passed away Wednesday. He was a member of the Woodland United Baptist Church. He is survived by one son, Jonathan Hawkins, one daughter, Lindsay Ogles, 5 grandchildren, Courtney and Caleb Ogles, Caden Ramirez, Molly Hawkins, and Cameron Gutierrez, 3 brothers, Bobby, Harold, and Ralph Hawkins, 2 sisters, Helen Plumley and Becky Davidson. Funeral services for Roger Dale Hawkins will be at 2 p.m. Sunday at the Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home, with burial in the Bon Air Cemetery. The visitation will be after 11 a.m. Saturday at the funeral home. Tony Derrick Morgan, age 54, of Glasgow, passed away Wednesday at his residence. He was a farmer and a member of the Fairview United Baptist Church. He loved to sing and spending time with and working with his prize-winning mules. Survivors include his wife of 24 years, Ellen Minor Morgan, 2 sons, Travis D. Morgan and his fiancée, Courtney Houchins, and Jess Morgan and his wife, Charlotte, 1 daughter, Carissa Cross, and husband, Dennis, 4 grandsons, Credence Drake, Leston Mark, Emmett Wade, and Jemison J. Cross, his mother, Hazel Morgan, 1 sister, Jessica Loden, and husband, Wayne, 1 sister-in-law, Helen Hogan, and husband, Stephen. Funeral services for Tony Derrick Morgan will be at 1 p.m. Saturday at Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home, with burial in the Heistville Cemetery. Visitation is in progress. Betty Sue White, age 85, of Oakland, passed away Tuesday at Jenny Stewart Medical Center in Hopkinsville. She worked as a waitress and hostess at College Street Inn and was a member of the Faith Assembly of God. She is survived by daughters Joyce Tibbs and Peggy Thomas, and a son, Richard White, sister Brenda Long, and daughter-in-law Jenny White. She is survived by 11 grandchildren, 22 great-grandchildren, and 4 great-great-grandchildren. Funeral services for Betty Sue White will be at 2 p.m. today at the Hardy & Son Funeral Home, Bowling Green Chapel, with burial in the Bethel Cemetery. Donations can be made to the funeral home to help with expenses. Funeral services for Melanie Sharp Vance, age 49, of Glasgow, will be at 2 p.m. Saturday at the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home, with burial in the Glasgow Municipal Cemetery. Visitation will be held Saturday from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. Alternate expressions of sympathy may be made to Brawa. Funeral services for Alan Gregory Boer Jr., age 80, of Tompkinsville, will be held at the Yoakley Triple Funeral Home at 1 p.m. on Saturday, with entombment to be in the Monroe County Memorial Lawn Mausoleum. Visitation is tonight from 5 to 8 p.m. and Saturday from 6 a.m. until 1 p.m. Donations are suggested for funeral expenses. Funeral services for Joyce May Lobb Rock, age 84, of Cave City, will be at noon on Saturday in the Chapel of Wynn Funeral Home, with burial to follow in the Red Hill Cemetery in Hodgenville. Visitation will be from 4 to 8 p.m. today and will continue on Saturday from 10 a.m. until time of service. Funeral Mass for Betty Sturgeon Nally, age 80, of Bowling Green, will be at 1 p.m. today at the St. Benedict Catholic Church, with burial in the St. Benedict Cemetery. Seago Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Memorial contributions may be given to Hospice or to the St. Jude's Children's Hospital. A graveside service for Mary Magdalene Strange, age 86, formerly of Glasgow, will be at noon today at the Poplar Log Cemetery. A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Funeral services for Herbert Eugene Bewley, age 61, of Tompkinsville, will be held at the Yoakley Triple Funeral Home at noon today, with burial in the Mount Poland Cemetery. Obituary information is available 24 hours a day online at WCLUradio.com. No login is necessary.
It's a super simple way to save when you take advantage of the Early Bird Hibachi Special at Shogun Bistro of Glasgow. Every afternoon from 2 until 5, you can enjoy steak and chicken, or steak and shrimp, or chicken and shrimp for just $15 each. So many ways to take advantage of this Early Bird Special, from family outings to office meetings to just getting ahead of the crowd. The Early Bird Hibachi Special, steak and chicken, steak and shrimp, or chicken and shrimp, just $15 each from 2 till 5 at Shogun Bistro of Glasgow. Everyone's time is at a premium. Using time wisely is even a mark on a young student's grade card. Well, at Ely Drugs, we value your time. That's why we have a website that lets you order prescription refills online with a simple click. Go to ElyDrugs.com and click on the icon that says Refill Request. That'll save you tons of time in getting the refill, plus making sure you take it on time too. And talk about a time saver. Ely's investment in a new automated filling system means even shorter wait time. Ely Drugs helps you manage your health and your time. Check us out at ElyDrugs.com.
Good morning, everybody. If you're just joining us, I'm Wes Royce. Your guest host for today is Krissie Cofields, and she'll be joining me in just a moment. But first, we need to get caught up on our weather forecast here. It's a nice 57 degrees downtown Glasgow. Let's see what Ken Boone at the Weather Channel has to say.
Frontal system expected to move through late Saturday, bringing showers and thunderstorms for Saturday, especially through the afternoon and evening, where some of those storms could produce some heavy downpours and gusty winds. In behind it, drier, much cooler air for Sunday. Out ahead of the front here today, cloudy skies, slight chance of showers as we head through the day today. Highs mid-60s, mid-50s tonight. Showers and storms Saturday, especially through the afternoon and evening. Highs tomorrow upper 60s. Sunny and cooler on Sunday. Highs only in the upper 40s. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone from the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ken. Right now, looking at the constant coverage in-studio radar screen, that batch of rain that's in western Kentucky is moving much closer to where we are here in southern Kentucky. And the tail end of that down there in the southwest part is kind of what they're looking at. And it's a little bit more severe, but a lot more scattered. So that's what we're looking at. Some rain coming our way. How much, we don't know yet. But they don't forecast too much accumulation over the next 48 hours. Let's take a look at our current conditions, Krissie.
Barometer 30.13, humidity 46%. Winds are out of the south at 5 miles an hour, and we've had zero precipitation for the last 24 hours.
Ladies and gentlemen, my guest host for today, Krissie Cofields. You doing okay, Krissie?
Doing well this morning, Wes, and you?
I'm happy to be here, happy to have you here.
Thank you.
There's so many things to talk about with Krissie because you just have a lot of areas of expertise, but today we want to focus on one area of expertise, and that's something that nobody else knows about really, truly in full detail until they go through the experience, and that's these secure real IDs that are coming up. And Krissie, just to start off with everything, don't panic, right?
Right, don't panic.
Just tell us about
your driver's license will still be good.
It really will, and you know, it really is more for people who travel that have an immediate worry.
That's true.
But we're going to talk about that. We brought some literature today, but ultimately I just want to ease everybody's mind and say, look, if you stick with us for the next 30 minutes or so, we're going to explain to you what you need to do, when you need to do it, and that way you don't have to get confused. So this is your chance today, Krissie. What would you say first of all to people who are, they've heard this, they've heard that. What's the facts on this?
You know, you don't have to rush out and get the latest, greatest thing with this right off the bat. Currently, there's not any being issued in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. They ran into a couple of glitches because they want to make sure that everything is just perfect when they roll this product out to the consumers in Kentucky.
That's a good plan.
And Kentucky will have the latest, most secure identification in the United States. This company is making sure, it's called Indemnia, and they're making sure that we do have everything we need when it comes live in the offices of the circuit court clerk. The first two counties that will receive this in Kentucky will be Franklin County and Woodford County. Okay. They chose those two counties because they're close proximity to the Department of Transportation, and that allows them to be able to get their technicians to the sites and adjust anything that needs to be done. After a couple-week rollout there, then it will be started to appear in other counties across the state.
What are they thinking about for Barron County and Hart County?
Not really sure. Probably, this is sure a guesstimation. I would say the 1st of May. Okay. They may get eager and get it done at the end of April, but I wouldn't be hopeful.
I'd say you're right, Krissie, because we had this conversation several months ago when the news first came out, and that's kind of what you thought, 1st of May.
That's true. They did have, as scheduled for the middle of April, and then with these changes that need to be made in order to make it a better product, they push the deadlines farther out.
Right. So, well, So it's coming. So there's some things, but we wanted to take today just here and there. We want to explain a little bit to you about it. Depending on whether you're a minor or you're a child, or if you're an adult or you're an adult who travels, if you have a passport, if you don't have a passport, all this stuff, we're going to iron out the details for you as we continue here in the show. But right now at 6:37, we're at 57 degrees. We're going to pause for 30 seconds. When we come back, we're going to be talking about birthdays. Stay with us, and the phone lines are open at 270-651-9149.
Contemporary beauty. That's the Del Mar from Ford's, featuring pad-over chaise reclining seats with tufted cushions, and now available in power. Save $200 on the sofa or the love seat. Your choice, only $899. Now at Ford's Furniture in Bowling Green and Glasgow. Did you know Ford's Furniture offers Power Assist lift chairs? We have a great selection, available in a variety of colors and fabrics, from petite to large for a perfect fit. And Ford's offers a hassle-free shopping experience and timely full-service delivery and setup from Ford's Furniture.
Know what's at stake in shrimp too.
Ralphie's Fun Center in Glasgow brings you today's birthday list, and of course with spring break coming up, folks, Ralphie's is going to be hopping. So if you're not going out of town, stay with us here at Ralphie's Fun Center in Glasgow. Today's birthday list. Krissie, who do we have today?
On Friday, March the 29th, we have Kathleen Way, Peggy Nims, Ricky Page, Nick Riley, Mark Curley, Alexis Bowman, Blake Perkins, Brenda Hunt. Brenda's 70. I'm sure you've already rang the gong for her.
We have it. Let's do that right now.
Dawn Brooks.
Hold on just a second.
All right.
Let's ring that gong here, Krissie.
For Miss Brenda Hunt.
Brenda Hunt, 70. Here we go.
Happy birthday to you, Brenda. We have Carrie Leonard, Max Hughes, T.A. Wells, Kelly Jo Jackson, Heather Kinney, Michael Gully, Pat Dyer, Mark Curley, and Dawn Wilson. And I believe Dawn is 67, someone told us.
Well, happy birthday to you, Dawn. Well, who we have for Saturday?
On Saturday, we have Steve Ward, Kendall Shaw, Marilyn Barrick, Karen Bracken. Happy birthday, Karen. Tony Williams, Dottie Ritter, Reva Brown. Well, there's Steve Ward again. Somebody really likes him. They want to make sure we know his birthday. Steve
That's
Lockhart.
Double vision for you there, Steve.
Yes, that's right. Oliver Anderson and Jordan Lawhorn. In anniversaries, we have Nick and Jamie Riley, James and Virginia Denton, and James and Morgan Russell.
Let me see that real quick. That's my handwriting. That's my fault.
know.
I think it's James and Ann Morgan Russell.
Yes, James and, yeah.
We're good.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Sunday.
On Sunday, let's see, our Sunday birthdays are Jennifer Nacy, Kathy Hogue, Bruce Gibson, Georgia Glover, Greg Martin, Sharon Morrison, Vernie Hayden, Michael McGuire, Lori Hernandez, Jeff Herbert, Denise Williams, and Lori Smith Morrell.
Morrell.
Morrell?
Mm-hmm.
I guess like the mushroom, huh?
That's exactly like that.
Then anniversaries, we have Rodney and Amanda Norris.
And if you'll go back to that Friday birthday list and look at the bottom of that and tell me who is our good as gold person of the day today.
Our good as gold person today is Sharon Morrison. So if you see Sharon out there, give her a big pat on the back and wish her happy birthday from WCLU.
And from all your friends at A Little Taste of Texas, where good friends meet for great food and home for the best steaks in town. A Little Taste of Texas. And that wraps up your Ralphie's Fun Center birthday list for today. We'll pause and pay the bills for just a moment. And when we come back, we're going to be talking some history. Stay tuned here on WCLU.
TJ Regional Health offers a vast array of medical services in our community. The TJ Health Pavilion is home to over 35 family and specialty physicians, outpatient services center, the TJ Urgent Care, and the TJ Pavilion Pharmacy. The TJ Health Cave City Clinic is a walk-in medical care facility providing care Monday through Friday with no appointment necessary. Stop by and visit one of our locations today.
Extreme Prosthetics understands that when it comes to comfort and function, not all prosthetic devices are made the same. A properly fitted prosthesis can allow you to walk naturally without daily pain and discomfort. Extreme Prosthetics works with your physician and insurance company to help you get the comfort and function you deserve. Don't let your current discomfort and lack of mobility discourage you. Call the experts at Extreme Prosthetics today for a better, more comfortable life.
Check out the great deals at Gilead Auto Group in Glasgow. Stretch your hard-earned tax refund further during Gilly Hyde's Tax Time Sale-a-thon. Save big on over 450 pre-owned vehicles, starting at $2,500 up to like new 2018 models. Plus, we have over 100 vehicles priced below $9,900. We work with over 20 lenders to get you the vehicle you need and deserve, no matter your credit situation.
If car shopping makes you nervous, come to the home of legendary service.
Let me ask you something. What do you see when you look at your home and your car? Do you see a bundle, a combo deal? That's how other insurance companies see them. But a State Farm agent sees so much more, because a State Farm agent sees your home and your car as more than just four walls and four wheels. They see the things you've worked really hard for. So why not give them the protection they deserve? Call State Farm agent Mike Bryant in Glasgow at 270-651-3608.
WCLU Good Morning Live, 57 degrees in downtown Glasgow. Here at just about a quarter till the top of the hour. At 7 o'clock, we'll have trivia coming your way, as well as the archives. First, Krissie Cofield, the circuit court clerk here in Barron County, is here to talk about the real IDs. Everybody's heard a little bit about it. Nobody is really 100% sure as to what it is that's going on. Do I need to go ahead and do it? That's why we have Krissie Cofields in here today. First up, Krissie, I want to ask you why the changes. Why are they doing this?
Right. This has been a buzzword, Real ID, that we've been hearing since about 2005. Homeland Security, this is a federal mandate. The Real ID Act became law in 2005, and it took Kentucky a while in order to start the process to become compliant. There were extensions given by the federal government, but this is a federal Homeland Security act that is requiring all of this to take place. It's not because your state legislators want to spend more money. It's a federal mandate that this takes place. In order for us to be more secure when we fly is basically it, in interfederal facilities. Ever since 9/11, Wes, you know well that things have changed in our world.
It doesn't bother me one bit to stand in line either.
So, that's the reason. They want to make sure that everyone is screened and screened properly. So this ID, travel ID that we're calling it, will be as secure basically as the passport process that you have to currently go through in order to travel abroad.
Will it replace the passport?
No.
Okay. So
no.
You heard it here first.
Right.
It will not replace you still need to carry your passport and your real ID.
Yeah, if you're going international.
Right.
Right, but within the domestic flights within the United States, if you have a passport, it's as good as the travel ID along with your driver's license.
Okay. So, so let's say you don't travel.
Right.
You don't fly internationally, but you still plan on flying.
Right.
You have to have the real ID.
Yes, sir, you do.
And that will be effective once it's effective in your area. But
and the drop dead deadline for that is October of 2020.
So you've got a while.
As of after October of 2020, and if you do not have either a passport or the travel ID, you will not board a plane to fly to California, to fly wherever you want to fly in the United States. You will not be able to get into a nuclear plant, and I'm sure every one of us, go there every day. But you will not be able to enter some military bases, which is important with Fort Knox being so close to us and Fort Campbell. So it's very important. And
then with children.
Right.
Your children have to have this, correct?
Well,
to fly?
Children are not necessarily, as long as they're traveling with a parent, they do not have to have the ID to travel. I would have some form of identification card for my child if, I was traveling.
I've always wondered about that because Hank's flown several times. We just got back from Disney World.
Right.
It seems like, they really, they screen the adults as much as they possibly can. But it's like the kids, it's a little different.
Right. Yeah, the kid can just, as long as they are traveling with an adult, they're fine without an ID to
What
travel.
about a teenager who just got their driver's license? Do they need to have the real ID, or will that be their driver's license?
It will be their driver's license.
Okay.
Their permit, they'll have a choice to do, the permit as a standard permit or the permit in the real ID. But right now, when someone comes in to test for the first time or to get their permit, they have to provide basically all the credentials that we are going to require for the real ID.
Right.
So a birth certificate, a social security card, 2 proofs. Well, this is something that will be new for them, but 2 proofs of residence. If you have a P.O. box, we still need something as your mailing address. We still need something to show your physical address.
Correct. All right. That seems informative to me, but I know we're going to forget. So
I know, but
hopefully you'll come back. We'll keep everybody. Yeah. But that is really good to know, and this is for your security, and it does make sense. There is good news about this. It's going to last for 8 years instead of 4.
That's true. Yeah. So. Drive.ky.gov is the site that everyone needs to just chisel in your mind to go to, write down. Drive.ky.gov. That will tell you everything you need to know and ever wanted to know about the Real ID. And you can research that at your own pace and your own convenience. And you can choose which ID you wish to have. And you will know exactly what credentials you need to bring when you go to your circuit court clerk's office.
And for those procrastinators like myself, you've got till October of 2020.
Right.
So
that's true.
Let's pause. Let's get Sam Terry on the line. We'll come back to the archives. Sound good? All right. 57 degrees in downtown Glasgow.
Spend your weekday afternoons learning the common sense way to handle your money. The Dave Ramsey Show on WCLU from 1 until 4 helps you deal with money management, debt freedom, and financial peace. Brought to you locally by Lock Shield Partners, creating a map for your future.
Congratulations. Are you excited about the new job?
Yes, but I don't know what to do with my 401k.
That's a big decision. As a Modern Woodman financial representative, I can explain your options and help you to make the best choice. I'm Anthony Mike. Call me today at 427-6807.
Get to know your local Modern Woodman representative to plan for your financial future and learn about valuable member benefits. Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures. Securities offered through MWA Financial Services, Inc., a wholly owned subsidiary of Modern Woodman of America.
The colder air has arrived. Are you ready at home to deal with the colder air? Glasgow Building Supply is ready to help you with a quality Eden Pure heater. Keep your home warm with the efficiency of the Eden Pure. It comes in the low-profile version or the tower version with the new and improved copper XH hybrid heat technology. Available in walnut and in maple, and available in the low-profile and the tower size. Come to Glasgow Building Supply. You will see how inexpensive heating your home can be. That's Glasgow Building Supply on 31 Bypass in Glasgow.
Okay, we're getting ready to do the archives here on WCLU. The archives are brought to you by Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services on Industrial Drive, because history is made by the hard work that stands the test of time. The archives are next.
15,000 inventory items, custom brake hoses while you wait, cylinder repair. Is there anything Joseph A. Wade can't do? Well, one thing's for sure, Joseph A. Wade Incorporated serves a large community of people who believe there's no job they can't do, and that's the same attitude Joseph A. Wade has in their line of work. So for the smallest screws, Allen wrenches, or drill bits, or even a 5-stage hydraulic cylinder measuring 25 feet in length, Joseph A. Wade's motto, no problem. Joseph A. Wade Incorporated, 311 Industrial Drive, Glasgow.
Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery that mediocrity can pay to greatness. Those are the words of the great 19th century playwright Oscar Wilde, and those words are still true as it relates to where you fill your prescriptions, get fit for medical devices, and purchase gifts for holidays and special occasions. I'm Robert Oliver, pharmacist and owner of the Glasgow Prescription Center in the Southgate Plaza, and I proudly and unapologetically would like to state that there's only one Glasgow Prescription Center. Growing up in this community, I've seen many pharmacists come and go, and being active and serving in our Chamber of Commerce, I can also say proudly that I believe our future is bright. That's why I've invested in having the best facilities and continue to invest in having a staff that represents the quality of service Glasgow Prescription Center has strived for since 1970 and continues to deliver today. So as the decades pass and the landscape of our community changes, you can guarantee there's only one Glasgow Prescription Center, and while we are subject to imitation, you'll never find a duplication of our commitment to you and our hometown.
Time for the archives here on WCLU, your home for local. The archives brought to you by Joseph A. Wade. And, of course, we have, let's see here, Sam Terry on the line. Let me get him on the line here. We'll get him on the console. Sam, are you there?
I am. Good morning, Wes.
All right.
Good morning, Krissie.
Sam, I am. Good morning, Sam.
Sam, that is Krissie Cofield. If you're just joining us, Krissie Cofield is my guest host for today, talking about the real IDs and some real information you need to know. And Sam's going to join us for the archives, as always. Sam, you doing okay this morning?
Doing very well, thanks.
Glad to have you on these airwaves, and we're going to go back in history, and we're going to talk about 100 years ago and work our way back up to current day. And in doing so, we've got a bunch of stuff to get through, Sam. A lot of stuff the archivists at the South Central Kentucky Cultural Center have put together for us, so let's get on with it. What do you say?
Let's go.
This day in 1919, this is out of the Glasgow Republican, a great event will be pulled off at the Farmer's Warehouse. At that time, one of the popular employees of the establishment, to wit Dick Duff, a gentleman of ebony hue, is to be joining for better or worse to a lady of the same race who at that time changes her name from Miss Della Hunter to Mrs. Duff. So, it's almost a poetic way of saying that got some nice folks there who are entertaining and who are enjoying themselves, Sam. That's what I...
And not everyone gets married at the Farmer's Tobacco Warehouse.
Well, that is a unique place to hold a wedding.
Maybe they needed a big venue.
They needed a big venue. If you're going to get a big venue in Barron County, you better get a tobacco warehouse.
That's right.
It's interesting you point that out, Sam. All right. Also, we've got another story here out of 1919. We want to wrap up the year with Mr. Milton Hodges, known by everyone as Mitt, had passed away on this day. This is out of the Newport News, Virginia. He had just returned from overseas, and his death was the result of the Freed disease, meningitis. And in those days, his wife and family were notified via telegram. So sad to hear of Mitt Hodges passing.
It is, and another casualty of the World War I era. As you know, we've talked about over the last several months with World War I and it ending, so many of our soldiers as well as civilians died of diseases during that time. Things like the Spanish flu and meningitis and that sort of thing.
It's like they said, the old saying, if it ain't one thing, it's another. But that's history, and glad to know that we've hopefully whipped some of these diseases that so many years ago caused us so much grief. This day in 1929, out of the Glasgow Times, it was the cavalry unit and band is assured. General W.H. Jones, Jr., Land's headquarters troop, and a band for Glasgow. Unit to be mustered in April. Great thing for the city. Hurrah for the Adjutant General W.H. Jones, Jr. Hurrah for the live-wire businessmen who went to the bat and assisted him in landing a cavalry unit and a band for the city of Glasgow. But to General Jones alone must be given major credit. The 123rd Cavalry Unit will be mustered in April 1st with Albert Ely and Sam Sears, the recruiting officers. That is cool.
And that was a great thing. I wasn't able to locate them for this morning, but there are some photos, and I'll see if I can't do that for next week, of the cavalry band mounted. You don't always see a band on horseback, but in Glasgow we did have one, and they were very active and something the community was extremely proud of.
So, like, what type of events would they be at?
Military events.
Military events.
For the most part.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that is cool. We've got to see those pictures, Sam. Not to put you on the spot, but we'd love to see them. We'll skip ahead to 1939, where we have this is cool right here, Sam. This is an advertisement for Ideal Chevrolet Company. These are the prices of your cars. This day in 1939, a 1929 Ford Roadster Rumble will cost you $100.
Wow.
It says here a price to be music to your ears. That is got a nice ring to it.
Yeah, it does, but I think that would still be quite expensive.
In those days it was. But a 1932 Ford Tudor would cost you $150. A 1935 model with a radio in it would cost you $250.
Wow, that radio's expensive.
You know, you got to have it. You can't. My car won't move unless it's turned on. So, also you can get a 35 Chevy Standard Coach for $325, and a 1938 Chevy two-door pickup truck, $550. Make payments on that, Sam. It's good stuff. And that was the Ideal Chevrolet Company, which I'm sure you can tell me where that was located.
It was on South Race Street. There's a vacancy there. Of course, Ideal Chevrolet became Ideal Hardware, and all the same business at one point, and they were there on the left just as you start to go down the hill from the old rec department.
All right. That gets us caught up with the 30s. Now we'll move to the 40s, where we've got the regular monthly meeting of the teachers at Barron County Schools. James Newberry of Hiceville was elected president of the group for the ensuing year. Herbert Branham of Austin Tracy elected VP, and Maddie Mae Ryherd of Park City was your secretary-treasurer. There were 100 people present at the meeting, and Reverend Kenneth McCorker was the guest speaker. If those aren't big names to remember, I don't know what is as far as local history goes, Sam. Big names.
They are indeed, and just another example of just what a great public education system we have had for many years in Barron County, and I mean that to include Glasgow, all of Barron County. Something to be proud of. Really is.
All right, so Sam, here's the deal. That was 49. We have run out of archives for 59 and 69, so we're all the way into the late 70s now, Sam. And here is the story. And there's a lady we know well, and I'm sure you can comment on this too, Krissie. But Martha Quigley of the Glasgow Business and Professional Women's Club has sold 89 tickets for the old-fashioned bean soup event on Saturday, March 31st. So I'm guessing she sold 89 by herself.
I would say so. Martha was a go-getter.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
And BNPW Club, just, I mean, you can't say enough about it. It's like they are just very prominent, you know what I mean? And they're not going anywhere.
And bean soup back in those days was, I mean, it was the event.
I bet.
For sure.
I bet. Anything you want to add to that, Sam?
I was just going to note the popularity of that event, and I believe it's still going on today, and maybe a little bit more modern version. And the timing might have changed a little bit, but it's still a part of Glasgow tradition.
Well, we've got that global warming thing going on, Sam, so we moved it up in the year a little.
Yeah.
So that's what we've got. This day in 1989, I have 3 stories I want to share for you. They're all 3 pretty quick, but this is notable stuff from 1989. On this day, it was the city of Glasgow purchasing a 3-story building formerly occupied by the National Store. It will house city offices. $160,000 is what they paid for it in 1989. So that is the city of Glasgow buying the National Store.
That was a good use for that building.
Yes, and of course that's today's current Glasgow City Hall.
All right, before I do the next item, Sam, Collier's IGA, where would that be? Modern day.
I know that.
Where is that, Chris?
It's out on East Main Street.
East Main, so it's where Houchins is?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
That's what I'm thinking.
All right.
Sam may correct me.
I believe you're correct, yes.
Well, this is an advertisement for Collier's IGA. Pork chops for $1.29 a pound, grapefruit 4 for $1. Charmin bath tissue 4 roll for $1.09, and Stokely vegetables 2 cans for 89 cents. That's to give you an idea of what it cost to buy groceries 30 years ago. There you go. And then it was this day, March 31st, 1989, that the city was to begin the final phase of the Happy Valley Flood Relief Project with a $626,000 bid. Which remedied what, Sam? I mean, that's...
well, Happy Valley Road used to flood regularly, and many times it flooded quite badly and caused a lot of damage and cut off a portion of the community. And that was a big project that was undertaken by our city officials to correct that problem.
I have heard about that, but I've never, I don't believe in at least my memory does not, I don't remember having a flood issue on Happy Valley, but I'm 34.
You need to view some of the pictures of that. I mean, it was like a lake right there at the where the radio station.
Yeah. Radio
GGC
Court
or whatever. Yeah, right. It was humongous, the flood that would take place there. And if I remember correctly, I think Sam Norris was one of the ones that was very instrumental in helping get that resolved.
I'm glad we don't have to worry about it today. But anyway, that's a $626,000 problem fixed. That's what we got, Sam. So we're done with 80s. Now we're on to the 90s. And we've got a few stories I want to share with you. The most notable out of 1999 is the new phone code is 270. So that's our new area code. It used to be 502, but now it's 270. And that happened on this day 20 years ago. So hopefully everybody's used to it now.
I would say so. Yeah. Change, it's just part of it, but
part of it.
Adding that extra extension kind of freaked some people out, I'm sure.
It is. Well, and then, of course, just a few years ago, we had to start dialing it even locally.
That's right.
And, we go back deep into the archives, we see advertisements and the phone number's only like 2 numbers.
Shows growth.
That's right.
And progress.
That is right. And GE selling a lot of phones, or whoever makes phones. All right, this day in 1999, also we have the Red Cross Junior Beta Club got first place in the talent competition. And it was this day in 1999 that Jerry Harris joined Edmonton State Bank's board of directors. So some notable figures there. And we will conclude the archives today with the year 2009. We have several stories. Here's some of the ones I want to tell you about. And first of them is probably going to be the longest one, Sam. Horse Cave Mayor Odell Martin reinstated. Why did he have to be reinstated?
Well, in the archives a couple of weeks ago, the council had removed him.
Oh.
And it was a lengthy controversy in Horse Cave city government that sort of plagued that city for a while. And, it eventually worked out.
We talk about a lot of times the Great Recession of 2008. Well, it hit home. This day in 2009, Barron County's unemployment in just a month or 3 months jumped from 7.7% to over 11%. So something went on in 2009 that didn't serve our economy too well. And finally, in the archives, to stay in 2009, we have the property at 200 Sampson Street being considered as the site for the Barron County Correctional Center. And here we are, 10 years later, talking about a new program going in there, making statewide news. It's going to be cool. It's a great collaboration, state government, county government, Johnson Controls. It's a good thing. So, Sam, that's what I've got, bud.
I think we've had a great time looking back at the entire month of March for the past 100 years, and we'll be anxious to see what April has in that month's archives.
That's right. We've got a freshly printed batch coming our way on Monday, and we look forward to sharing that with you again, Sam. Thank you for your patience with me this morning. We got a lot done, though. I think
we did. You're welcome, and I'll look forward to being with you again on Monday, and you all both have a great day.
All right. You too, Sam. Take care.
Bye, Sam.
All right. So, we've done the archives, and up next, we're going to do trivia. But first, we got a few folks we want to give a shout-out to who are on Facebook Live. And we'd like to say good morning to the one and only Tommy Fields. Tommy's out there.
Oh, no.
So, Luke Pierce is out there. Kelly Bruton, Tommy Bird says good morning. Aaron Bennett, Jason Forbes. My classmate Matthew Shepard, Mr. Shepard, which always sounds funny to me. Mark Kuzma, Dr. Mark Kuzma, David Frazier, Gary Taylor, and there's a whole lot of people. Don't want to go through the whole list. Charlotte Glass, Donnie Marion. Good morning to y'all. Carolyn Berry says good morning, Krissie.
Good morning.
And so we're good to go. We're caught up, Krissie. We're going to be back in the hour just a little bit more than usual. But you've got a good trivia question for us, do you not?
I sure do.
We're going to ask that here as soon as we come back here on Good Morning Live. We're still holding on at 57 degrees in downtown Glasgow. Stay tuned.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50+ years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
Who will be the future face of Pettigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley.
And I'm Daniel Bird.
And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
2018 Best Liquor Store in Glasgow.
You find yourself thinking about the future? Perhaps you are considering downsizing or purchasing your first home. Or maybe your family is growing and you need a bigger home. I'm Gay Parker, mortgage originator with Citizens First Bank. With my 40 years of experience helping homeowners in South Central Kentucky, I can find the best mortgage product for you, regardless of your stage of life. Stop in our Glasgow branch or apply online at citizensfirstbank.com. Citizens First, the best choice for the best mortgage loans.
NMLS number 419873. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. All in subject to credit approval.
708 downtown Glasgow. It's 57 degrees, and we got an announcement to tell you about from Barren River Beverages, and that is distiller and owner Mark DeTore will be sharing his newly released bourbon, Lincolnpinch. That's Linkumpinch, Lincolnpinch, and he'll be signing bottles for the folks who come by in Glasgow. They've got a uniquely handcrafted batch of Dueling Grounds bourbon. Use exclusive ingredients from this region, including a high wheat mash bill that's 66% corn, 22% red winter wheat, and 11% malted barley, which gives the whiskey a smooth, sweet taste right off the still. The fermented mash is double pot distilled, then entered into the barrel at 120 proof and aged for a minimum of 2 years in a 53-gallon No. 3 charred white oak barrel. Tasting notes are nutty, peppery, cinnamon, vanilla, citrus, orange, brown sugar, wood, and corn. Just a little bit of all those flavors, and you can come check them out this Friday. That's today at Barren River Beverages, where the guy who makes it will be there. So that'll be an interesting thing for the bourbon enthusiast and those who like to try some of the local flair that we have. So that gets us caught up. Coming up, we've got the trivia question, which is brought to you by Little Caesars Pizza, and Krissie Cofields has got that for us when we come back. 60 seconds.
It's big. It's huge. Some would even say it's insane. It's Goodman Automotive's Tax Time Sell-Off event. Prices have been slashed on both new and pre-owned in order to save you big money. Save thousands, literally thousands of dollars on select models in stock, such as select new Silverados up to $10,000 off, select new Titans over $10,000 off. Great savings on other new Chevrolets and Nissans as well. But maybe you don't want new. What about huge savings on pre-owned vehicles, which we have priced to move? Some models as much as $2,000 below Kelley Blue Book fair purchase price, with many other models well below average market price. So come in during this huge tax time sell-off event and stretch your tax dollars further with these big, huge, insane savings. That's Goodman Automotive, corner of Happy Valley and Reynolds Road in Glasgow, home of the powertrain warranty for life. Things were never better at Goodman.
Great deals, no games. Come home to Goodman.
Time to play trivia. 270-651-9149. That's 270-651-9149. Our trivia question for today is, Krissie,
what collegiate basketball team's name and or mascot is called the Billikens?
You hear that? 270-651-9149. What collegiate basketball team's name and or mascot name is the Billikens. Who can tell me? 270-651-9149. We'll go to the phone lines now. Good morning, Trivia. Hello, Trivia. Gotta have an answer.
That's right.
Trivia.
St. Louis.
And that is correct. And who am I speaking with?
Billy Gray.
Billy Gray?
Congratulations, Billy.
Yeah, good morning to you, Billy. Thanks. You knew that right off the bat. Did you have to look it up?
No, I didn't have to look that up. That's just one of the few things I can remember.
One of the few things you can remember. Well, it's your day. Come by and see us here on West Main Street, and we'll get you pointed in the right direction. Little Caesars Pizza. Sound good to you?
That sounds good to me.
All right.
We'll be good and watch some basketball this weekend.
Exactly. We won't be watching St. Louis, though.
No, we won't be watching them.
I'll be watching everybody else.
It's just hard to take your eyes off of it, isn't it, Billy?
It is when you're home recuperating.
That's right. Well, you hang in there, Billy, and have a good weekend, and we'll be talking to you soon, okay?
Oh, okay. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Take care. That's Billy Gray. He's our trivia winner for today. I have a winner's list underneath the other list, I think, if you'll write him down.
Yes, I got it.
Billy Gray wins the Little Caesars morning trivia. All right. Coming up, the live and local news you depend on at 7 o'clock.
Wrap me in bacon, wrap him in bacon, and pour bacon crumbles on my head. Pour bacon crumbles on his head.
Now that I think of it, I'll just go to Little Caesars.
So go to Little Caesars. Get a bacon wrap deep dish pizza instead. Get a bacon wrap deep dish pizza instead.
Get Little Caesars large, hot and ready bacon wrap deep dish pepperoni and bacon pizza wrapped in over 3.5 feet of bacon for just $12 at participating locations plus tax.
Pizza.
August 28th, 2013 was the 50-year anniversary of Martin Luther King Jr.'s famous I Have a Dream speech that he gave in Washington, D.C. One of the lesser celebrated passages from his speech goes like this: "We have also come to this hallowed spot to remind America of the fierce urgency of now. This is no time to engage in the luxury of cooling off or to take the tranquilizing drug of gradualism. Now is the time to make real the promises of democracy." I love that phrase, the fierce urgency of now. King understood that something as important as civil rights had to be done right away, couldn't wait. What about your salvation? Are you waiting on it? Why do you wait? Rise and be baptized and wash away your sins, calling on his name. Acts 22:16. This has been Bart Warren for the South Green Street Church of Christ.
CBS News Update. President Trump brings his Russia investigation victory celebration to Michigan.
The special counsel completed its report and found no collusion and no obstruction.
Correspondent Stephen Portnoy was there.
The president insists he has been completely exonerated, and in his rally here in Grand Rapids, he mocked Democrats for suggesting there might just be more to the story in the full Mueller report. Mr. Trump went hard after the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, calling him Little Pencil Neck Adam Schiff, and he repeatedly said that the Democrats investigating him are sick people.
Schiff is refusing Republican calls to step down as committee chair. Democrats are threatening to subpoena all 300 pages of the Mueller report if Attorney General William Barr doesn't release them by Tuesday. Barr released a 4-page summary last Sunday. CBS News Update. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
The Royce Radio Family. WCLU, 1490 Glasgow. WCLU FM, 102.3 Munfordville, Glasgow. And W276DO, 103.1 Glasgow.
Have you been putting off buying a new vehicle? Well, Bailey Gibson in Glasgow says the wait is over. Just announced, and for a limited time, GM is extending supplier pricing to every customer, plus cash allowance on all 2018 and 2019 Buicks and GMC cars and SUVs in stock. What's the bottom line? Pick out your next Buick, GMC, or SUV from the huge in-stock inventory at Bailey Gibson, and you'll get up to 16% off MSRP on all cars and SUVs in stock. Couldn't get any simpler. Don't miss out. Come to Bailey Gibson Buick GMC, 306 Happy Valley Road, Glasgow.
ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance. Yes, we have a history and roots in Southern Kentucky. Yes, we have a large staff to support our clients with the attention and efficiency they deserve. Best of all, we continue to get better at what we do. You make us better. Let us show you the type of insurance experience we think should always come standard. Every person, family, home, farm, or business we serve gets our best effort. Dedicated to what's best for you, we're ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902, I'm Daniel Bird, and I'd love the opportunity to work with you. Please give us a call.
BG Tire is way more than just tires, though they are the perfect fit for your new tires using your tax refund. Plus, they're your full-service tire and automotive center. They offer pickup and drop-off service to your home or business to save you time. Alignments, oil changes, and brake work, BG Tire does it all, including emergency roadside assistance 24 hours a day. Put your faith in the company that Bowling Green and Glasgow have trusted for over 4 generations. BG Tire, across from BG Home Furnishings on Lovers Lane in Bowling Green.
For WCLU Local News, I'm Wes Royce reporting. Ag Commissioner Ryan Quarles congratulated H.H. Barlow III of Barron County on his appointment as Executive Director of the Kentucky Dairy Development Council. A lifelong dairy farmer, Barlow and his wife Kathy own and operate Barlow Dairy in Cave City and currently milk 120 Jersey cows. Barlow also works in feed sales. He was chair of the founding committee for the KDDC and has served on the Kentucky Agricultural Development Board, the Kentucky Agricultural Council, the U.S. Board of International Food and Agricultural Development, the Lone Star Milk Cooperative Board, and the American Dairy Association Kentucky Southeast United Dairy Industry Association Board. Barlow replaces Maury Cox, who retired March 1st after 10 years as the KDDC's Executive Director. Through a collaborative effort among Kentucky's executive leadership, Education and Workforce Development Cabinet Secretary Derek Ramsey, Labor Cabinet Secretary David Dickerson, Justice and Public Safety Cabinet Secretary John Tilley are joining forces to launch a training and reentry program for Kentucky inmates. Cabinet officials, along with leadership from Barron County, the Kentucky Department of Corrections, and representatives of Johnson Controls, will launch a training reentry program for inmates at the Barron County Corrections Center. This program will provide more than 16,000 Kentuckians who are incarcerated each year with the necessary skills and training to successfully reenter the state's workforce. Through this partnership, Johnson Controls will work with county officials to reduce energy costs in county-owned facilities and apply the savings to a high-demand job sector skills training program operated by Johnson Controls at the Barron County Correction Center. Eligible inmates will have an opportunity to gain extensive HVAC experience and receive a trade certification, creating a career pathway to successfully reintegrate into the state's workforce upon release. The Education and Workforce Development Cabinet and Justice and Public Safety Cabinet will each play an integral part in overseeing this program, in addition to Secretary Dickerson, former Barron County Judge Executive, who played a key role in facilitating this groundbreaking partnership. Dickerson says this is the exact type of outside-the-box thinking we need to realize Governor Matt Bevin's vision of making Kentucky a top attraction for economic investment and growth. He says, "I am honored to work with so many committed partners toward making this opportunity a reality for this community." Judge Executive Michael Hale added, "We are excited about the partnership and what it can do to change the lives in not only Barron County, but throughout the Commonwealth. This partnership is part of a continuous effort among Cabinet leadership to enhance Kentucky's workforce by providing training opportunities to connect Kentucky inmates with skilled jobs as they reenter society. In 2017, Kentucky launched the Justice to Journeyman Apprenticeship Program, designed to place inmates on track to earn a nationally recognized journeyman credential while in prison. On Wednesday, Kentucky State Police was notified of a possible deceased male floating in a creek near Kentucky 61 North in Cumberland County. Upon arrival, units discovered the deceased male was 28-year-old Jordan Moore of Burkesville, who had been entered as a missing person on February the 15th. An autopsy is scheduled to be performed. This investigation is being led by Detective Kenny Brown with Kentucky State Police. More local news when we continue here on WCLU.
The Empty Nest Inside Pharmacy Express is full of goodies like new fall fashion jewelry, home decor for every room, artwork, and much more. Check out the Cindy bracelets and On Who jewelry, both with great causes. The Empty Nest also offers wedding and baby registry. Make sure to ask about their customer loyalty program. For every purchase at the Empty Nest, you earn double points to redeem for cash off your next purchase. You'll find the Empty Nest is not so empty inside Pharmacy Express on the corner of Cleveland Avenue and the Bypass in Glasgow.
Casual contemporary beauty. That's the Del Mar from Ford's, featuring pad-over chaise reclining seats with tufted cushions and now available in power. Save $200 on the sofa or the love seat, your choice, only $899. Now at Ford's Furniture in Bowling Green and Glasgow. Did you know Ford's Furniture offers power assist lift chairs? We have a great selection available in a variety of colors and fabrics from petite to large for a perfect fit. And Ford's offers a hassle-free shopping experience and timely full-service delivery and setup from Ford's Furniture.
TJ Regional Health offers a vast array of medical services in our community. The TJ Health Pavilion is home to over 35 family and specialty physicians, outpatient services center, the TJ Urgent Care, and the TJ Pavilion Pharmacy. The TJ Health Cave City Clinic is a walk-in medical care facility providing care Monday through Friday with no appointment necessary. Stop by and visit one of our locations today.
Extreme Prosperity.
Chatsman. A busy final day of the 2019 General Assembly for Kentucky lawmakers. Lawmakers passed a bill Thursday banning tobacco use and vaping on school campuses in the state. State Senator John Schickel didn't like the legislation.
We here in the Kentucky General Assembly are going to tell that adult that's away from children, who's making a choice to use a perfectly legal product, that we're going to say no, that's out of your hands.
Opponents argue the bill was government overreach, but supporters say it's necessary to address an epidemic of vaping use among children. A compromise on a pension relief bill is on its way to the governor's desk. Kentucky House and Senate negotiators reached an agreement yesterday, giving regional universities, local health departments, and other groups release from overwhelming pension costs that would have kicked in July 1st. A new report says Kentucky and Indiana have the highest child abuse rates in the nation.
The Children's Bureau of the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services released its 2019 child maltreatment study. It says the Commonwealth reported more than 22,000 victims. That's the most in the country and double the national average. Luckily, Kentucky child abuse deaths dropped for the third straight year. In 2017, 10 child fatalities were attributed to abuse. I'm Haley Hansen.
And Jeff Walz is facing more questions about his future as the Louisville women's basketball coach. On Wednesday, Walz tried to shoot down rumors that he will become the next coach at Tennessee. He stood by that answer yesterday.
So before the even questions start coming, I'm the head coach at the University of Louisville. Have loved it, enjoy it, it's been great. So now I'll start talking about our team so we can focus on that.
Walz made the comments in Albany, New York, where the Cardinals are preparing for a Sweet 16 game. I'm Jaleesa Chatsman.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Looking for fast, easy, and secure electronic banking? Community Trust has a wide variety of banking services to meet your needs, including internet banking, bill pay, and mobile banking. We now have even more great services like Apple Pay, make payments directly from your smartphone, and People Pay, a fast, easy, secure way to send and receive money from your smartphone. Visit us on the internet to learn more at ctbi.com. That's ctbi.com.
Community Trust Bank, building communities built on trust. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Have you checked your credit report lately? Don't fall for any scams. Better Business Bureau's president and CEO, Rihanna Smith Hamblin, has some tips.
Don't fall for emails that offer free credit reports. Look for grammatical and spelling errors, and don't click on any links. It could lead to identity theft. Go straight to the source, annualcreditreport.com, to get your free credit report up to 3 times per year. The site will ask for some personal information. For more tips, go to BBB.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, 7:25. Now you're caught up with today's edition of the news, but we've got some things in the works coming up with the way that you travel, with the way that you get a driver's license and things like that. And so I've brought in Krissie Cofields today to be my guest host. Krissie, the Barron County Circuit Court Clerk, and this is all going to take place in your office. So yes, sir. We've heard about the real IDs, and we've talked a little bit about it earlier in the 6 o'clock hour about children having them, not having to have them. But really the main thing is if you're planning on flying and you've got a great big vacation planned and you've got all your family going, you don't want to go to the airport and they turn you down because you didn't do what you were supposed to do.
That's true.
So what do they need to do if you're planning on traveling this year?
Start preparing now. Start getting out your documents for the necessary documents, your birth certificate, social security card, get your tax papers. You know, the more you bring to us, the better off you will be, and we can decipher what you need. 2 proofs of residence that you live at your address. It can be a utility bill. It can be a lease. It can be, you know, anything that has your physical address on it. If you get your mail somewhere else, we still need your proof of your physical address. That is so important because a lot of times people will hide behind a P.O. box and try to, you know, skirt being maybe being found, you know, and that was one avenue that possibly, you know, terrorism took a look at.
Sure.
So they just want to make sure that you get everything. If you've gotten married and your Social Security card has not been changed yet, you know, which you should have that changed before you come to our office, the Social Security card.
Sure.
But, you know, there's just so many documents out there, and at drive.ky.gov is where you need to go. Another big change is going to take place with this Real ID that we'll call it. Frankfurt wouldn't like that term, but that's okay.
They call it secure.
Yeah,
It's
secure ID, confident ID.
It's going to have a neat look to it, too.
It does have a very neat look. It's not quite as pretty and colorful that our current license is, but it is loaded with security features in it, with ghost images, with images within that. But a lot of people, you know, possibly don't like those secure features being in there because they're not all visible.
And if you have those features, I mean, it's going to be hard for somebody to try to, like,
yes, this
recreate that and forge
difficult.
that.
Very, very difficult for anyone to recreate this image. They will look very similar, the travel ID and your standard driver's license, but on the travel ID there will be a star on it. That indicates that it is eligible for, meets TSA and all the Homeland Security regulations. But I just encourage everyone to make sure you get what you need. You may not think, you know, you'll need the travel ID, but emergencies do happen.
Well, if you're going to go to the courthouse in general, you want to come prepared.
That's true.
Every time. You don't want to get there and have to empty out your keys.
It frustrates us, and it frustrates the constituents that come in as well.
You're just doing your job.
That's it. And they don't always, you know, understand that. And the circuit clerk's office is the issuing agency. We don't mandate these rules. We just are there to issue a license. And the big change is people will not walk out of the office with a physical license like you do now.
Right.
It will be mailed to you from an off-site location that is a secure, meets all the standards for printing this. So it will come from somewhere else, Springfield, Illinois, or I'm not sure where it will come from. But it will be mailed to you at your home like your passport is. So that's going to be a big change. You'll leave with a piece of paper stating that you have renewed. We will staple the old driver's license to it in case you had to fly between the time.
Or if you get pulled over.
Right.
You know, if you have to produce an identification.
So that, you know, they will have that as well.
So you may be asking yourself, if you're listening out there today, wait, why are you bringing this up right now? Well, the reason is starting next month in a few communities that are closer to Frankfurt, they're going to start this. But if I'm understanding correctly, I don't have to get this done, have to, by federal law or whatever, until 2020, October.
October of 2020.
Okay, so,
yes.
But it may take me a month to find my Social Security card.
Right.
So, you know.
And if someone comes in, say, today and renews their license, and they know they want the travel ID once it's available, it would be a $15 additional fee if they come back in with all their documentation once we are able to issue, if they want to do that. But as I say, you know, it's not totally necessary until 2020. So we don't want extra long lines for people to have to stand unnecessarily. You will still be able to renew up to 6 months in advance of your expiration date, but I know a lot of people are waiting right now till right up to that expiration date, hoping that we will have the new standard IDs available. But they're going to prorate and make a difference. In the beginning, people will have a choice of a 4-year or an 8-year. So,
it's just a money thing, though, really.
Right. So. It is a money thing to keep the money flowing, because the additional charge for a travel ID for 8 years is going to be $48. And the standard driver's license is going to be $43.
Right.
So for just a little extra and the possibility that you might at some point have an emergency and need to travel, I would go ahead and put the extra effort forward and go ahead and start getting that birth certificate from the Vital Statistics in Frankfurt. And it will need to be a certified or a actual true issued, not the one with your baby with your feet print on it that they give you at the hospital. And I don't know if they still do that or not.
I don't think they do.
They used to, and people would bring that in. Well, that's not.
You've seen a bunch of those, I can tell.
Yeah, that's not a state-issued birth certificate. So it needs to come from Vital Statistics or the state in which you were born's vital statistic area.
So it is going to be the law. It is the law. It's for your safety. It's for this nation's safety. That's true. You just got to be prepared. So if you know that's coming up, take your license out today and look at it and say, when do I have to renew that? And say, okay, well, I just need to get that information together and take it in there and get the new one. It's going to be as simple as that. But I know for you, and we just want to be here for you, Krissie, because I know people are going to get confused. If you see something that happens commonly that people are confused about, just let us know and we'll try to explain it.
Just remember drive.ky.gov.
That'll tell you everything.
That will tell you everything you need to know, and you can determine exactly what you need to bring with you when you come to the circuit clerk's office to renew. So.
All right. The weather forecast is brought to you by Key Cleaners. We'll have that coming up next from the Weather Channel.
Weather from the WCLU Weather Center. Brought to you by Key Cleaners on Happy Valley Road in Glasgow.
At Key 1 Hour Cleaners, we've been serving Glasgow for 31 years, and we're here to stay. Yes, back in 1988, the Catron family began Key 1 Hour Cleaners. We're still in the same location on Happy Valley Road, and we're working each day to keep your wardrobe in top shape. We have convenient hours for everyone, and we're open for drop-off and pickup on Saturdays, too. If you need a dry cleaners you can count on Key 1 Hour Cleaners being there. 31 years and growing. Key Cleaners.
Frontal system expected to move through late Saturday, bringing showers and thunderstorms for Saturday, especially through the afternoon and evening, where some of those storms could produce some heavy downpours and gusty winds. And behind it, drier, much cooler air for Sunday. Out ahead of the front here today, cloudy skies, slight chance of showers as we head through the day today. Highs mid-60s, mid-50s tonight, showers and storms Saturday, especially through the afternoon and evening. Highs tomorrow upper 60s, sunny and cooler on Sunday, highs only in the upper 40s. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone from the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Hack Whitty, Marita Whitty Lyle, David Whitty, Becky Lyle, names that have been trusted in this community for quality auto repairs for 46 years. Names you can continue to trust for many years to come. At Whitty's Complete Car Care, they specialize in all your car repair needs, including brakes, tune-ups, and diagnostics. And you won't believe their amazing tire prices. If you're ever in need of towing or unlocking service, Jeff is ready and waiting 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Whitty's Complete Car Care on Rogers Road in Glasgow, 46 years and counting. Looking at the constant coverage in-studio radar screen, just want to tell you that stuff's right on top of us. Expect some rain in the next 20 to 30 minutes. Could be already getting it if you're in the western part of the county, so take that into account as to what you wear today and what kind of shoes you wear, and be sure to take an umbrella because we're going to have some patches of rain here and there today. The Weather Channel and the forecast brought to you by Key Cleaners here on Happy Valley Road in Glasgow, where it won't flood today, as we learned in the archives, Krissie.
That's right.
And we learned how much that costs to fix. We got the birthday list coming right up.
At Hardee's, we change deals forever. Deals used to be a way to get rid of the unpopular stuff. Well, Hardee's thinks deals should sell the best stuff for $2.49, which is why this Hardy value serves up a juicy charbroiled bacon double cheeseburger, our hot ham and cheese, or hand-breaded chicken in our Southern-style tender sandwich, each for only $2.49. One day, historians will look back on this Hardy value as a turning point for deal variety and quality. Historians like to make a big deal out of big deals. Hardee's, because it tastes better.
Offer available for a limited time after regular breakfast hours at participating Hardee's restaurants. Price and participation may vary. Tax not included. Prosthetics understands that when it comes to comfort and function, not all prosthetic devices are made the same. A properly fitted prosthesis can allow you to walk naturally without daily pain and discomfort. Extreme Prosthetics works with your physician and insurance company to help you get the comfort and function you deserve. Don't let your current discomfort and lack of mobility discourage you. Call the experts at Extreme Prosthetics today for a better, more comfortable life.
Check out the great deals at Gilead Auto Group in Glasgow.
Stretch your hard-earned tax refund further during Gilead's Tax Time Sale-a-thon. Save big on over 450 pre-owned vehicles, starting at $2,500 up to like new 2018 models. Plus, we have over 100 vehicles priced below $9,900. We work with over 20 lenders to get you the vehicle you need and deserve, no matter your credit situation.
If car shopping makes you nervous, come to the home of legendary service.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just...
Friday, March 29th, we have Kathleen Way, Peggy Nims, Ricky Page, Nick Riley, Mark Curley, Alexis Barber, Blake Perkins, Brenda Hunt, Brenda 70, remember, Dawn Brooks, Carrie Leonard, Max Hughes, T.A. Wells, Kelly Jo Jackson, Heather Kinney, Michael Gully, Pat Dyer, Mark Curley, Donnie Wilson. And anniversaries, we have Tommy and Laura Bowles, Michael and Jamie Ballard. And I think it's their 16th anniversary.
Happy anniversary to them. Our good as gold person of the day today is
Sharon Morrison. So if you see Sharon out there, give her a good pat on the back and wish her happy birthday.
All right. What's next, Krissie?
On Saturday, we have Steve Ward, Kendall Shaw, Marilyn Barrick, Karen Bracken, Tony Williams, Dottie Ritter, Reva Brown, Steve Lockhart, Oliver Anderson, Jason Lawhorn. And our anniversaries for Saturday, we have Nick and Jamie Riley, James and Virginia Denton, and James and Ann Morgan Russell.
All right.
And on Sunday, we have Jennifer Nacy, Kathy Hogue, Bruce Gibson, Georgia Glover, Greg Martin, Sharon Morrison, Bernie Hayden, Michael McGuire, Lori Hernandez, Jeff Herbert, Denise Williams, Lori Smith Morrell. And anniversaries, we have Rodney and Amanda Norris. So happy birthday to all those for the weekend and today, and happy anniversary to everyone who is celebrating.
And I'm sure we've got some more that have been left on the voicemail since we went back on the air. So we'll check that and come right back with you here on Good Morning Live. Stay tuned.
Good morning, friends. Once while Johnny and his sister Sue were out playing, Johnny took his slingshot and proceeded to let fly at Grandma's pet duck. He hit the duck square in the head and killed it. In a panic, Johnny hid the duck in the woodpile only to see Sue watching. After dinner that day, Grandma asked Sue to help wash dishes, but Sue whispered, "Grandma, Johnny told me he wanted to help." And then she said to Johnny, "Remember the duck." So Johnny did the dishes. Later that day, when they were invited to go fishing, Grandma said, "I really need Sue to help me fix supper." And again Sue whispered, "Remember the duck." So Sue went fishing and Johnny stayed to help with supper. After several days of doing all the chores, Johnny finally came to Grandma and confessed that he'd killed her duck. Grandma gave him a big hug and said, "Sweetheart, I know it. I saw the whole thing. But I love you and I forgive you. I was just wondering how long you're going to let Sue make a slave out of you." Friends, whatever you've done, whatever the enemy keeps throwing up in your face, you just need to know that Jesus saw the whole thing, that he loves you and wants to forgive you. Don't stay in slavery to the past. Take it to Jesus. For the Refuge Church of Christ, this has been Danny Wyatt.
Thank you, Danny, for that message. And back joined with my guest host today, Krissie Cofields. And Krissie, your circuit court clerk. We're talking about real IDs, and we've got some folks who are calling and asking questions. And
people are very interested in this, and I appreciate that so much because it will make our life much easier.
And one gentleman just left us a voicemail. We thought we were going to get a birthday, and he actually had a really good question. Question is, what if I just, like a few months ago, renewed my license? Can I or should I go ahead and get this new one? Well, first of all, it's not ready yet.
Correct.
We're thinking maybe 1st of May, but we don't have a solid date on that. But
we don't.
As soon as we do, we're going to communicate
yes, you
that.
will be one of the first to know,
But
Wes.
once it is working, answer that question as far as can I or should I?
Once we get the equipment installed and start issuing, if you have renewed your license, you can come in and get the secure ID. It'd just be a $15 upgrade. it's, as I say, it's not absolutely necessary, but if it will give you ease of mind and cause you less hassle when you do travel, you can come in and upgrade and get that secure ID for $15.
So, hopefully that'll answer your question. Once it's in place, yeah, you can go ahead and do it. You're going to have it by October 2020. Right. It's an 8-year license, and as Krissie said before, if you just did it, they're going to prorate it and everything and get that right.
And some have asked about the CDLs. Everything is going to change in pricing. So, and CDLs are included in the change in pricing, and CDLs will go to an 8-year, and the pricing on those will increase. I just encourage you, if you have specific questions like that, to call the office at 651-3763 and ask those. If you do need to renew your license, we are open tomorrow from 8 till 11.
There you go. It's the best time to go, too.
In the travel ID tomorrow now.
No.
Don't think we're going to be doing that, but
it'll be about Derby time when we get into that.
Yeah, just right when everybody wants to start taking vacations. I have a feeling our summers are going to be quite busy.
They will, but you guys do an excellent job down there.
You.
And
I have a wonderful staff, and a shout out to them for the hard work that they put in every day and all that they endure. And I could not do it without them, and they're amazing. And I would put them up against any circuit clerk's office in the state.
I can't disagree with you. So, good folks in there.
Yeah, and thanks to everyone who's sent me shout-outs.
Yeah.
And hellos, and hello to everyone out there.
It's a good morning here in South Central Kentucky.
It's Friday. Hallelujah.
It's actually dropped 3 degrees since the sun came up. 54 now here in downtown Glasgow. We'll get our thermometer updated, and we'll got tidbit news coming up, so stay tuned here to WCLU. Back after this.
Casual, contemporary beauty. That's the Del Mar from Ford's, featuring pad-over chaise reclining seats and cushions, and now available in stock. Save $200 on the sofa or the love seat. Your choice, only $8.99. Now at Ford's Furniture in Bowling Green and Glasgow. Did you know Ford's Furniture offers Power Assist lift chairs? We have a great selection available in a variety of colors and fabrics, from petite to large, for a perfect fit. And Ford's offers a hassle-free shopping experience and timely full-service delivery and setup from Ford's Furniture.
Wouldn't you love to have your own hunting ground? That's exactly what you can do by attending this auction sale Saturday, hosted by the Elmore Auction Team. The address is 5455 Boiling Springs Road in Munfordville. 162 acres of excellent property to be divided into 4 tracts, in both large and small tracts. Now, this land is suitable for hunting, for raising crops, or for raising cattle. Tracts are divided into 24, 29, 51, and 52 acres. These can be sold individually, combined with others, or sold in full. Go to the Elmore Auction site at elmoreauction.com and look at the plat and see how wonderful this property lays. Then be there at 10 a.m. Saturday morning at 5455 Boiling Springs Road in Munfordville. This quality auction is being handled by the auction specialist at Elmore Realty and Auction. Dakota Ray Elmore, broker auctioneer. Stop into their offices on the Oil City Road in Glasgow. Elmore, the name you've grown to trust in Barron County since 1935.
From the north, south, east, west, NEWS, here's the latest news.
Spinning the globe from around the globe and up the street, it's tidbit news here on WCLU. Got a few stories I want to share with my guest host today, and doing a fabulous job, Krissie Cofields. Good morning, Krissie.
Good morning.
This day is what we got going on today in the world of tidbits. This is the crazy stuff that doesn't normally make the headlines, but you can't ignore. So this is from Sky News. This is out of Australia.
Okay.
The Sky has played the same lottery numbers for 30 years. Same numbers every day, never changed them. But he accidentally bought 2 tickets for the draw that took place on Tuesday. They were the winning tickets.
Wow.
Been playing the same numbers for 30 years. He makes a great mistake is what he does.
That's the truth.
Because now instead of 12.5 million euros, he's got 25 million euros, which is arguably one of the luckiest mistakes in history.
It would. Could you imagine? They say chances of getting struck by lightning are greater than winning the lottery. So
it actually, the odds are probably better if you looked up that stat.
That's what.
That's a great mistake to make. So I guess, of course, the Powerball is nothing right now. It's 40 million.
Well, I'd take 40 million.
I could use it. I know right where I'd put it.
So,
But I just think that's interesting, these lottery stories. You see those a lot on the tidbit news wires, and it's because it's the kind of thing that happens to very few people, but when it happens, there's so many possibilities.
And everybody plays thinking they're going to win.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Somebody's got to win.
Somebody's got to win, but everybody that buys that ticket thinks, I've got the winning ticket.
Mm-hmm. And they always think about what will we do when we win.
They go to dreamland.
I've heard people get bankrupt after they win the lottery. But
there's a show, about it's one of those or life after winning the lottery
life
or
after,
something.
Yeah, after the jackpot.
Some type of reality show.
It's crazy.
So, yeah.
Well, that's story number 1. Story number 2 is kind of gross. That's all right. But dead rats have been used to smuggle contraband into a prison in England. 3 of those rodents were found inside the perimeter fence at HMP Guy's Marsh in Dorset, which is in Britain, and it's thought to have been the first case of its kind. What they do is they basically found that the rats' insides had been removed and replaced with 5 mobile phones and chargers, 3 SIM cards, cigarette papers, and drugs, including spice and cannabis.
Fat rats.
Yeah, and the rats had been thrown over the prison fence, and then the prisoners would kind of walk by and collect them,
Wow, there's some crazy ways that people do smuggle things into.
I've heard crazier than that.
Correctional centers.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
I would not have anything that has been inside of a dead rat. I don't care if it's a winning lottery ticket. Well, maybe it's
now come on.
There's some things but anyway, that is gross, but that is what people are going through, dead rats to try to get drugs. Basically, if you get caught, somebody ratted you out, right?
Hey, that's a good one.
All right. I've got a couple a special segment for Tidbit here coming up in just a moment. We're going to pause and pay some of the bills here and come back. I think Krissie will have some expertise on this one as well. Stay tuned.
You find yourself thinking about the future? Perhaps you are considering downsizing or purchasing your first home. Or maybe your family is growing and you need a bigger home. I'm Gay Parker, mortgage originator with Citizens First Bank. With my 40 years of experience helping homeowners in South Central Kentucky, I can find the best mortgage product for you, regardless of your stage of life. Stop in our Glasgow branch or apply online at citizensfirstbank.com. Citizens First, the best choice for the best mortgage loans.
MLS number 419873. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. All in subject to credit approval.
Some call it home cooking. Some refer to it as family style or maybe southern goodness. But around here it's called The Lighthouse. Yes, The Lighthouse Restaurant, nestled in historic Sulphur Well, Kentucky. It's a scenic drive back to the basics. Basics like famous fried chicken, catfish, and Penn's country ham. The goodness of green beans, lima beans, creamy stewed potatoes and sliced tomatoes, fried apples, biscuits, and red-eye gravy. Our other delicious items include tenderloin, burgers, popcorn chicken, and chicken sandwiches. We always have great starters like fried green tomatoes, cheese sticks, and mushrooms, and great finishers like our mile-high pies. Words can't really describe it. Your family will love The Lighthouse. Open every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at 10 a.m. A beacon for appetites from all over southern Kentucky. All roads lead to The Lighthouse on Highway 70 in Sulphur Well.
54 springtime degrees here in downtown Glasgow. And we've got another segment for you, Krissie, for Tidbit News. And this one is...
Can't wait.
This one is... I thought you would have interesting commentary on this because this is a list of some of the most bizarre lawsuits ever filed. And they've all got to come through your office,
That's true.
So I want to go through and talk about some of these. The first one is... Let me see. Here we go. So, all right, that one's not working. That's all right. I'm just reading.
Live TV or
okay. Live everything.
Yeah.
All right. Kathy McGowan versus Radio Buxton. Okay, here's the story.
Okay.
When McGowan was given a toy Renault Clio for a new car, you know how they say, you've won a new car. Well, after winning a competition in 1999, Miss McGowan, Kathy McGowan, sued the radio station. And here's why. They gave her a toy new car.
Well, they wasn't real specific. She didn't read the fine print.
Well, apparently it doesn't matter because the court ruled 2 years later after they had listened to the transcript of the broadcast. So they're actually not just looking at the script, they're listening to that. And the judge ruled in the favor of Miss McGowan and ordered the station to pay her the amount of money that would actually buy the real car.
Oh, my goodness.
So, got to be careful with those contests on the radio.
Yeah, you just never know.
Luckily, if it's a pizza, we're only out $5.
Safe,
We're out $5.
That's right.
It won't break the bank. Of course, everybody knows about Stella Liebeck versus McDonald's. Why do you see hot?
Yeah.
She got burned and she won, and McDonald's is still paying for it because now they have to have that printed on all their cups.
Yeah. It's common sense sometimes, It just goes out the window.
Especially when there's money and lawyers involved. All right. This is another lawsuit. Alan Heckard versus Michael Jordan and Nike.
Okay.
I don't know who Alan Heckard is, but he took on some big dudes.
He sure did.
He is from Portland, Oregon, which is where Nike is located. He sued the basketball legend for $416 million for resembling him.
Oh.
So apparently Alan Heckard looks a heck of a lot like Michael Jordan.
Huh.
So it says it led to emotional stress and defamation. He demanded the same from Nike for making Jordan a celebrity. He stated, "I'm constantly being accused of looking like Michael, and it makes it very uncomfortable for me. Even when I go to the gym, I'm being accused of playing ball like him."
Oh.
He later withdrew his
Kinda
lawsuit.
has an ego, doesn't he?
The guy just looks just like Michael Jordan. So hopefully, if somebody out there looks just like me, they won't sue me for looking like me.
They may sue your parents.
They can't. I don't think they can do that. I don't know. You'll know.
For creating you.
Okay, and this is to talk about bizarre. Here's the court docket on this next one, and I can't really pronounce the first one. It's Pavel Mercia versus God. Somebody is.
I want to know how they got that one served.
It's Mercia is a Romanian murderer serving 20 years in prison. He sued God for fraud and betrayal of trust. He directed the case towards the Romanian Orthodox Church, who he assumed are representatives of God on earth. He stated, "At my christening, I made a deal with the defender aimed at freeing me from evil. But the latter has not respected that agreement until now, although he received from me various assets and numerous prayers." The court dismissed it, saying God is not subject to law and does not have an address.
So I guess that answered my proper service question then.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I mean,
Be
the
hard
guy.
to certified mail or to get Joe Jackman to go serve that one. Yeah. Can you imagine?
Woo. I can't imagine. But I just think that I don't know. I'm not going to applaud that at all. You need to do some Bible reading.
People get creative sometimes in the complaints that they will put forward in the suits, and if they want to file it, we'll take their money and file it.
The thing is,
let the judge decide.
Let the judge decide. But when you constantly see commercial after commercial after commercial, have you been hurt in an injury? Sue somebody. Did you take this medicine? Sue somebody.
Right.
People are going to file some funny things.
They are. They get creative.
Anyway,
They do.
bet you didn't think you were going to hear that one this
No,
morning.
not at all. I mean, I love your dumb criminals section that
Yeah.
you always have.
Yeah.
And that one, that segment right there could be right up there with that.
Pretty
dumb
much.
Criminals.
Dumb lawsuits. Bizarre, if you will. Krissie Cofield's my guest host for wrapping up the month of March today. Got a lot going on in the community. Cats play tonight, so it's just a good day around Southern Kentucky. Chris, thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you, Wes.
Appreciate all the information and still more to come.
Yes.
So listen.
Feel free to call the circuit clerk's office, 651-3763, if you have questions. We do have information available, pamphlets available, and just remember, go drive.ky.gov.
Drive.ky.gov.
Yes, and that will tell you everything you need to know.
That is your checklist, if you will.
That's it.
All right. It is 7:56 now and 54 degrees. Thanks for listening to Good Morning Live. Krissie Cofields, thank you so much.
Thank you. At SCRTC, it's time to spring. Spring into savings. Spring into more TV service. Spring into faster internet. Now through March 31st, SCRTC is offering a $35 credit when you add or upgrade SCRTC internet or TV services. Add those extra SCRTC TV channels to catch all the games. Get that faster SCRTC internet that you've needed. And get that $35 credit too. So spring into action and call SCRTC for this $35 credit now through March 31st.
Hello, I'm Anthony Myatt. Thanks for calling. How can I help you?
I need life insurance, but it's so complicated.
It can be. As a Modern Woodman agent, I'm trained to design the best plan for you.
Great. Thanks a lot. I'm so glad I called you.
Call me anytime at 427-6807.
Get to know your local Modern Woodman representative to plan for your financial future and learn about valuable member benefits. Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures. Securities offered through MWA Financial Services, Inc., a wholly owned subsidiary of Modern Woodman of America.
Those warm weather months are nice, but for some people, it doesn't matter what the weather is. They have to go to work. And if that's you, you know how important footwear is to the daily grind. So as Kaylee says, come on down to the Quick Stop Shoe Store and check us out. Happy Valley Road in Glasgow, just down from Houchins Grocery. Look for the Red Wing sign. It's a shoe store designed to give you a personal experience to find the right shoe that fits your feet, your work needs, whether it be steel toe or waterproof. The Albrights are known and trusted for these very reasons. That's the Quick Stop Shoe Store across from Swifties on Happy Valley Road in Glasgow.
Come on down to the Quick Stop Shoe Store and check us out.
Barron County Business Supply. For all your home office, business, and school supply needs. They've just received another truckload of high-quality scratch and dent furniture at incredible savings. Chairs, desks, cabinets, more savings and more selection from Barron County Business Supply. Free next-day delivery to anywhere in South Central Kentucky. There's several ways to place your order. Visit their website online at bcbsupply.com. Call toll-free at 1-866-9-BARRON. Barron County Business Supply, the area's #1 supplier of office products.
Ugh, why is this thing so slow?
Is your slow computer frustrating, but you don't want to pay the money for a new one? Well, check this out.
Hi, I'm Chris Couch from Apollo PC. Nothing runs better than a new computer. Our refurbished models are practically good as new. Right now, get a complete computer system with monitor, keyboard, mouse, and speakers running Windows 7 for only $300. Or if you prefer a laptop, we have fully refurbished models for only $250. And we wouldn't put the Apollo name on it if they weren't top notch.
Search faster with Apollo PC. Chain Drive in Glasgow next to Sweetheart Bakery. Oh, what a phone call I just got. The one and only Bobby Richardson called in and said they actually tried to do that in Cumberland County. What is that? They tried to sue God. Somebody tried to sue God in the Cumberland County court system. And so he called me and he said the sheriff came back and said God could not be found in Cumberland County. So there's two ways of how you interpret that, but nonetheless, it was hard to serve the papers on somebody they couldn't find. So thank you to Bobby Richardson for doing that. I think we've got some making up to do for the man upstairs for all the fun that we've had this morning. And so we will do that, and we'll see you at 8 o'clock.
I heard an old story, how Savior came from glory, how he gave his life on Calvary to save a wretch like me. I heard about his groaning, of his precious blood atoning. Then I repented of my sins and saw the victory.
Sex abuse for Vatican personnel and its diplomats overseas. They will be required to report all allegations immediately to civilian police and Vatican prosecutors. Tom Roberts is executive editor at the National Catholic Reporter.
What he's doing is not only setting a standard for the rest of the church within the Vatican itself, but he's rearranging and confronting what he's been doing for a long